Joke's on you, bastards.
You dare to hold your knife to an engine? You must be king and your name must be Simba. I'm so high up.
What the fuck is up? Higher point of view here to discuss this Lakers victory, amongst other things, over the Timberwolves, 110 and 114. Superman OG, by the way, or Supermax OG, whatever the fuck it said. But start off, kudos to motherfucking D Rose again. Had a huge game and a loss, but man, if you don't like this story, you don't like basketball. Total redemption year, comeback player of the year written all over it, or whatever. He gotta get some kind of accolade if he keeps it up. But this nigga was launching threes. The whole team was launching threes. I was getting sick, literally sick seeing all these threes go in. And some of them were defended very well. So kudos to the whole Timberwolves team on all the threes they hit. 50% of their shots were threes and they made them. And again, shout out to D Rose for having a good game. But we ended up winning. The game was relatively close the whole time. We didn't get a big lead and give it up, so that's good. We fell down a little bit, but we came back. But nice victory. Kudos to Tyson Chandler for coming in and making a direct impact. Came in and grabbed 9 boards. He had about 26 some minutes. Had 2 critical boards in the last 10, 11 seconds. Bad shot by LeBron. I think he should have drove it in after the first missed 3. But anyway, yeah, he made an immediate impact on the game and helped us win the game. So that's exactly what we needed. It was like a godsend for us to get him just from the buyout that happened over there and what we have to pay him. It doesn't do us much damage, and he's gonna be critical to spell McGee, give McGee some time so he can rest, because JaVale, he hasn't played as high as minutes as he's played here in his whole career. I'm not sure if he's on restriction because he does have asthma, but we need him in spurts. He could start games off and he could just give us that energy. And we got somebody that's going to come off the bench, a vet who knows how to get it done. Came in and grabbed more rebounds than anybody else on the team other than LeBron. So that shows you something. First game in, he had Luke Walton and Rondo telling him where to be at all the times. He doesn't even know the offense like that yet, and he still comes in and grabs boards. So that's got to show you what a veteran presence could do. 7 foot, protects the rim. That's all we need from you, big guy. So kudos to motherfucking Tyson Chandler for coming in. Welcome to motherfucking LA. You from LA anyway. So yeah, I like what I see there. Also, what I seen was the closing lineup. I don't know if they was just out there by chance or this by design, but Luke Walton had Hart, Ingram, LeBron, Kuzma, and Tyson Chandler out there. That was the closing lineup. I like that. Lonzo's not in there. He's not ready for those moments yet, I don't think. Some spots. In today's game, he wasn't that on. But yeah, that's the closing lineup I like. Josh Hart can guard anybody. He's the best defender I think we have on the team as far as one-on-one. He can guard anybody as far as, the skill players that we're going to be facing, the specialty players, the Lillards, Currys. We're going to have to use him on most of the hardest defensive assignments. So that's why he's in there. You also got Ingram in there. His length, you can't deny that. And then you got LeBron in there. He has length and he plays defense when he needs to, and he needs to. In the last couple of minutes, this is the closing lineup. And then you got Tyson Chandler and Kuzma. Kuzma will probably be the only liability, although I believe he's gotten better this year on defense, just not where he needs to be. But he has gotten better. He showed a little more effort, especially on help defense. So that's the lineup I hope that he sticks with. And I also hope he sticks with this lineup, the starting lineup he did. And I hope, that's the only gripe I had about Luke last year. It was due to injuries too, but man, this motherfucker would switch lineups before you even know it. Faster than he changed clothes. But Yeah, I like what I'm seeing so far with this new lineup. You know, with Ingram at the 2, hopefully he likes it too, and he's going to get used to playing it because it looks like this is where he's going to be at. This is our best lineup, I believe, the one that we're using now. So we got the victory. Hart chipped in with 21. Kuz had 21. Ingram had 20. LeBron had 24. That's how I like that motherfucker distributed. That's the kind of stat line you're gonna see when we win a lot of games, and we are gonna win a lot of games. This next month, November, is a lot easier month than we had last month. Just think of this: last month we played the Spurs twice, which we lost to twice, and we played Portland. That's the number 3 and number 4 seeds right there. We also lost to Houston, which at the time, I believe that was like the second game of the season. So they were still Houston of last year, at least in their heads. They were they just came from the West Finals and they were looking to, start the season off well. That we were playing that Houston. And then again, like I said, San Antonio twice, a team who at this moment are better than us. They've been playing together for years, just minus Kawhi, trade him for DeMar DeRozan, which Popovich had his hands on DeRozan since early summer with the USA team. So I'm sure they talked about the Spurs offense at that time because he's basically been plug and play. He's came in and done great. But yeah, that's who we lost to. We beat Denver. They only have one loss. That was to us. So I like where we at right now. I know LeBron is a media darling. Everybody likes to talk about him, but goddamn, God forbid this nigga farts in public because they're going to find out that he did it. They micromanage the shit out of this nigga. This really makes me respect Cleveland even more and Ty Lue even more for being able to deal with this so long. Every game they micromanage this nigga. I stopped watching as much sports, like as far as Fox and ESPN, because they eat it up every time we lose. As if they don't know. If these are analysts and they supposed to know what the fuck they talking about, they should maybe go off of statistics and facts. The facts are that LeBron, he starts off slow when he's on a new team. This is a brand spanking new team. The team is new without LeBron. They don't have many returners from last year. You had Lopez last year, Julius Randle last year, I don't remember who else, but at least, yeah, Clarkson at a time. Like, you had so many other people. This is a total different team. This is basically an expansion team, almost, with just the best player in the league. So it's going to take some time, and then the media is really acting like they don't understand that. And they also don't understand that no matter what, even with the slow starts, every new team LeBron goes on has plus 15 in the wins. You can't deny that shit. And he's done it every time, so you can't think that he's not going to do it again. He's defined pretty much everything at this point. The way he's playing, at the pace he's playing still now, nobody ever thought he'd imagine to be doing that, and he's doing it. So, kudos to LeBron again for, just having the mindset to just deal with this media like that. They be on this nigga ass. But anyway, let's talk about the month of November. I believe that we will be well over 500 the month of November. Thinking, I don't know, we'll win 75% of the games. That's fair to say in November. It gets a little easier. I told you the schedule we had earlier on. It was a pretty tough one to start off with. These teams are established. They've been playing together for years. Again, this Portland team been together 2-3 years. Denver team been together 2-3 years. San Antonio been together 2-3 years. Just one change and Pop had his hands on DeMar DeRozan. Like, these are teams that we basically should have lost to. So now we're righting the ship. We've still yet to play the bottom barrel East teams. We haven't played anybody East except for the number 1 seed over there, and we lost to them. Not in the fashion I would have wanted to, especially without Kawhi, but they are the number 1 seed in the East, and they beat us. That's not something that we should be ashamed about. They beat us down good, and without Kawhi. But again, they've been playing together for years. They were in the Eastern, they were the best team last year in the East. So we'll take that loss. But back onto that, we've yet to play the Orlandos, the very, very bad bottom teams, Atlanta's in the East. All the teams that LeBron used to take over when he was on the East. We've yet to play them. We've yet to play the Sacramentos. Although they're playing better, we play them next. We're gonna show them what it is. We're gonna go ahead and even it up. I believe they're 6-5 right now, and with our record at 6-4, when we beat them, we'll have an even record. So yeah, we need to do that. We are a better team than them. They're playing beyond themselves right now. They're good and young, but I don't think they're quite ready yet. I think we're a better team than them. So, but let's go. I'm gonna now transition to the issues that we still have. But I'm optimistic that we can fix it. We got a bad problem with defense, obviously. All these threes that we gave up was unacceptable. Again, they were some awesome shots today too. Minnesota, they knocked down shots with motherfuckers in their face, but that's still too many threes. I don't care how you slice it. I couldn't believe how many threes they hit. So we do that in every game though. We giving up a lot of threes to San Antonio also. So what we need to do with that is just, we have the tools, we just need to show effort. We have the tools, in length. We are one of the tallest and lengthiest teams in the league. That helps with defense. So if we have the length, at least we have that. We'll just have to get better in positioning where these motherfuckers are supposed to be. I'm tired of seeing these niggas running like hell just to go block a three, which they should have been a little closer to their assignment. You know, that happens a lot. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know where these people think their guys are, but there's always some motherfucker open after a pass or two for a three. That's gotta stop. But we have the length to do it. We just need to work on our positioning and give a little more effort. And LeBron could give a little more effort. He might have to lead by example with this defensive thing. That's how these kids are gonna learn. You know, I'm glad we got Tyson in there to teach them some other things too. Vets are very, very good. That's why I thought Michael Beasley would be a lot better acquisition than he has been. I don't even know where this nigga is at, you know? I was just excited he was on the team. I'm a fan of his. I thought he would come in and be instant points, instant buckets, but I don't know what's going on. But I'm glad we got Chandler, another vet who can teach the youngins how to get it done. Because Zubac had his spots, but he's just not ready for that moment. So I'm glad we got him again. And that's our defense issue right there, just positioning, and we have the length to kind of improve that. We just need to show more effort. And closing games, we need to do. But with this lineup that I just told you guys about, that closed this last game, I think if we go with that lineup from now on, test it out a couple more times, I think that'll help us close these games out. And closing games, they're not just about stopping people. Of course you gotta stop people, but you also gotta trade baskets. You know, so it's not all on the defense about closing games. It's about offense, trade baskets with them so they don't, you know, so there's nothing that they could do about that. We need to improve on that too. Two notable teams that are not better than us by record, and I think we're a better team than them. Houston and New Orleans, we're better than both of them. We're better than Sacramento, they're ahead of us right now, and again, they're playing beyond themselves. We're gonna show them what it's about at the Golden One Center. Next, I want to talk about LeBron, his minutes. He played the most minutes tonight, and man, after a while we're gonna have to cut that down. And we will cut it down once we start blowing teams out. You know, he's gonna get a lot more rest in, but we just had to get this thing figured out. So within the next month, especially this month, we got a lot of winnable games. And I believe that it's gonna get a lot better. So he's gonna be able to get more rest because he will not be able to go at this rate the whole season. That'll be ridiculous. That motherfucker be running. They be running, man. But yeah, I think his minutes should decrease per opponent. You know, certain opponents we play, he shouldn't have to play that much. We should be able to beat Orlando without him having to play a whole game and shit like that. So I hope they cut his minutes because he's been playing far too much. And yeah, I think I covered everything. Oh, I'm gonna end it with this. Enough of this 3-point shit. I mean, enough of this, oh, LeBron doesn't have shooters. First of all, we were 6th in the league, albeit it's still early. We were 6th in the league before this game in 3-point percentage. So it had to go up by now. because just as many as threes that they hit, we had to match them. I know we didn't hit as many as them, but we hit almost as much as them. So you gotta give the Lakers credit on hitting threes. I've seen Rondo hitting threes, Lonzo. I don't think we're gonna have an issue with shooters. Don't just discredit them because they're good at other things and they can't shoot, other than just being a shooter. Yeah, you do have some guys in the league that's just dead-eye shooters, and that's it. I'd rather have an all-around game and be a solid shooter than just a dead-eye shooter. They're more useful, which we're using them now. But yeah, I just wanted to debunk that theory. We were 6th in three-point percentage, so stop saying LeBron needs more shooters. We just need a little more time to get this chemistry going. So hopefully Coach Luke Walton keeps this lineup like he has. Starting lineup and closing lineup. I really like what I seen. So he's just got to figure out what he's going to do in between. Lance didn't get a lot of minutes this game. That's okay with me. He's that spark off of the bench when we need him. And we might not need that every game. And he can't do that every game. So I'm glad we're going to use him in spurts. But he could have played a little more. KCP came in there and did his thing. I ain't mad at him. I hope he does well. But I'm also glad that, I don't know, I just don't think he was ready for that starting lineup. He was in the Eastern Conference for so long. Y'all really don't understand the level of play between the East and West. You gotta see, you know, what you doing to Kawhi Leonard. I bet now he's like, God damn, this is what the East about? Shit, I should have been over here, you know? So it's just different. So that's it.
Subscribe, bastards.